Good evening and morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good evening. How are you doing, Veena?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Okay, I got your conversation on my on my board here. We'll go over that in a minute. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Your family doing well?
Yeah, yes.
That's good. So what we'll do today is we're going to try to interject or substitute some words or add to some of your conversation, and maybe using some idioms to maybe make what you did a little bit more expressive, or maybe as if an English speaker was speaking, and using some idioms that you might be familiar with or you might not. But first I want to do a couple of exercises just to kind of get some practice in using some idioms in a sentence. Okay. So I'm going to go to, before we do the conversation that you sent and we work on that, I'm going to switch over to my PDF files. So let me find them here. I know what I do. I need to get it on there. Okay. Okay, can you see that now?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, so what it is, are these some exercises just to use idioms? Okay. So it's just a series that I got from online. But I want to help you with the idioms, probably more than the other figures of speech. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So so this first exercise is match the idiom. Let me make it a little bigger. Okay, Matt, can you read that?
Yes, I can. Yeah, I can read.
Okay, so obviously it's just a multiple, you're matching column one with no column, those in column two. So if you want to go ahead and do that verbally, like where we're here.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
In your dream, that is the D, wishes or desire that could never happen because it's impossible.
Okay.
Dream come true. E, something that you wanted very much for a long time that has happened as hoped for. E, 2E. Right?
Okay, so number one is which one?
D.
B, okay.
D.
What is number two?
E.
Number two is E.
Yeah.
Okay. Number three.
A and D are same, right? wishes or desire that could never happen because it is impossible.
Okay,
Idea or plan that could, both the same, right?
no. Let me go through them, okay? In your dreams, okay? So when somebody says, when you say, I'm going to be a professional cricket player, and somebody will say, well, in your dreams, you know, so that, um,
D, right?
yeah, something's unlikely to happen. Okay, something that you say to someone who's hoping for something that you don't believe will happen. So when I say, I'm going to become a professional cricket player, you're probably going to say, well, I don't believe that's going to really happen. You might think so, but I don't. Okay, so it's B. A dream come true. Uh, so what would that one be?
That's E, right?
E, exactly. Okay, broken dreams.
Is it A? Oh,
Pardon
that's it.
me?
That's it. No, no, oh, no. Let me check.
So what would happen if I say I'm going to be a professional hockey, cricket player, and I try out for the team and I never made it? That would be called a,
Broken dreams.
yeah. So which one would match that?
Let me read, sir. Is it B?
No. Broken dreams are wishes or desires that could never happen because it's impossible. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, oh, it's
Um,
wrong.
yeah,
C.
that could never, wouldn't dream of doing would be C, because it's wrong. It doesn't mean that it's wrong necessarily. Sometimes if you say, I wouldn't dream of becoming a professional cricket player, wouldn't necessarily mean that's a wrong thing to do. It's a wrong thing. It may be that it's unattainable, or it's maybe delusional, or maybe it's something that you're
Not
not
at
really
all.
capable of
Yes.
doing. So it
Mhm.
doesn't, it may be wrong in that sense. It's not a good fit. Okay. You know what a good fit is? Not a good fit.
Not a good
If you ever hear the idiom, that's not a good fit.
fit. FIT.
Yeah, not a good fit. You'll hear that sometimes. So like if you're going for an interview for a job, and you for a certain position, and you have certain qualifications for that position that you're applying for, and you have your,
You're not fit for this one. Yes, I heard it.
so
Yes.
yeah, okay. So that
Yeah.
would be in a business situation. Okay. So a pipe dream, uh, uh, it would be D. Broken dreams would be uh, a dream come true. Well, pipe dream would be A. An idea or plan that could never happen because it's impossible. Like I would say, uh, I always wanted to become
Superhero like
a
something.
superhero, but that's just a pipe dream, because it's never going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Okay.
Yes.
So, okay, that's that. Let's look at the next one. So basically what they're doing is they're actually applying it to an actual sentence. So you have to select which ones fit that sentence. Before we were doing definitions. or matching their meanings, actually. Okay, and so now we're taking the same words or the same idioms and we're in putting them into the sentence appropriately. So number one, meeting him in person was
a dream come true.
absolutely good. Okay. Her friend's life was full of,
Broken dreams.
that's right. If you want to marry Tom, you want to marry Tom Cruise,
Pipe dream.
I would say in your dreams.
Oh, in your dreams. Okay,
Okay.
in your dreams. Yes, in your dreams.
Okay.
Look at the finance.
She is, okay. Okay. So number four would be which one? You have to look at the sentence structure too, actually. That's a clue because some don't fit because of the way the wording is. So, okay. So she is
First, pipe dream.
pipe dream. And then number five.
I wouldn't dream of.
Okay. So you're getting that. I'm not going to stay on this too much. Let's see if there's something else there. Here's some more. These aren't necessarily business applications, but they are idioms that people use a lot. Some of them are actually collocations, like aching heart. That's because it's two words that usually go together, but it's also an idiom. So what is an aching heart? Which one?
Is it C?
Exactly. One thing when you look at these matching columns, like on A, you just sort of like to have to look them over. So you make sure that you kind of understand how they're different. Okay.
Yeah, let me go through every.
Yeah. You ready?
But almost all the things looks similar. Right?
Okay. Well, see, these are some of the nuances. You know what nuance means, right? Nuance. Nuance is a word that means there are subtle differences, or subtle kinds of ideas or subtle kinds of aspects to something. It's a nuance, okay? Okay, or it's just a part, but it's part of the whole. Okay, so like aching heart. Okay, you got that right. You said feeling of sadness or pain that one is when love has been lost or faded. Okay. Eat one's heart out. Okay. That is something to do with jealousy. Okay.
E, right.
E. Yeah. So that's a jealousy kind of thing. So when you look at these idioms, try to associate them with certain kinds of, in business, is certain kinds of circumstances or certain kinds of ways you're doing things, or something like that. In some are more emotional, So you kind of got to tie emotions or kind of relate or have an association with certain emotions that go with some, like especially like when you're talking about heart or emotional kind of thing. So aching heart, like obviously it's pain and sadness. Eat one's heart out, like I said, jealousy or anguish or bitterness. Okay, about what, and a lot of some, you know, where we're going to go and we're going to look at how those apply in a sentence in a minute. Okay, I'm not going to use that example yet. Okay, follow one's heart.
B.
Yes. 4, have a heart of stone.
D.
Yeah, because that's always associating with, you know, being
No
cold
sympathy.
and unresponsive, you know, no sympathy. A heavy heart.
A.
Yeah. So there's another word, heavy heart. There's another English word. I'm just going to teach you a new word. Maybe you don't know. You know what lament means? Or
No.
lamentation, lament. Lament means that you feel sorry for about, or you have a heavy heart about something. Okay.
Lemon or
A heavy heart is like, it's not, it's a feeling of happiness, but being weighed down, but with sorrow, you could call it a burden for something or someone. Okay. So if you have a heavy heart for a person that you know that lives in the slum, and you have like compassion for, you have compassion, you have a burden because you feel sad, sorry for that person because of their condition that they have to live in, something like that. You understand? So heavy heart has, so if you took a one word, aching heart would be pain, emotion. Eat one's heart out, jealousy. Follow one's heart is maybe determination. Okay. Have a heart of stone, impersonal, cold, uncompassionate, non-compassionate. Heavy heart would be the opposite, more of, well, it's not really, it's not completely compassion, but it just has a burden for someone or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Or something that's, you know, you don't want to fail or something. You have a heavy heart because you don't want to, you know, something like that. So let's look at how these can be used. Okay, the pen, okay, you can go through them one through 5.
The pain from the man's sorrow is pain from the man's sorrow is aching heart.
Yeah.
The boy followed his heart.
Okay.
Is it correct, sir?
Yes.
Okay. The man who murdered the students has a heart of stone or heavy heart.
Yeah, heart of
Heart of stone. Yes.
Okay.
Heart of stone. The young man spent the whole month alone with his. The young man spent the whole month alone with his heavy heart.
Okay.
He felt her with the eating his heart out. With an or e, yes, sir. That eating his heart out. And right, and eating his heart.
With his, okay. With her, oh, okay. Now look, number 4 and 5 are subtle differences, okay? I'm going to explain how that works. When you look at this sentence, the young man spent the whole month alone. So the 2 different ones could be a heavy heart or aching heart, okay? Okay, so if you look at number 4 and it says the young man spent the whole month alone with his, with his heavy heart or with his aching heart, okay? It could be either one, okay? But look at number 5. If he left her with a, okay, so you don't, if you cannot say a aching heart, you have to say and with an aching heart. Okay, so the and instead of a, so it would be he left her with a heavy heart, because a heavy, you can also say an heavy. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, sir. The fifth one is a heavy heart.
It has to do with grammar. It's just the way that words like the article a or an. Okay.
That I got.
So
But we haven't used that eating his heart out. We haven't used.
okay, so if you eliminated, if you look at number 5, you can know which one that is, and then it'll leave what number 4 is supposed to be. So like he left her with a heavy heart. So you would not say he left her with a aching heart, because you would have to say he left her with an aching heart, but that's not the way it's written. It says a, so the only thing that could fit is a heavy heart.
Heavy heart.
Okay, then the young man spent the whole month alone with his aching heart. Okay.
So the first one also aching heart. The fourth one is also aching heart, right? First and fourth are the same answer.
Yeah, they're different. And it has to do more with the grammar of within the sentence, because you're using an article. One is a or an. Okay, because the rule is that, like, if you have another word that says a or something like that, like an ant or an elephant, you don't say a elephant, you say an elephant.
An elephant.
Like, it's that rule. Okay. Let's see if here's some other ones that you may, these idioms have something to do with like understanding or comprehending a reality that's going on. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, and these are all very common. Okay. Okay. So if you say ring a bell, what happens when you, some of these are very, say, like metaphors, that they're kind of like illustrations, almost like word pictures in a way.
Is this a C?
Yeah, it's just like you ring a bell. Okay, number 2.
Face the music.
Face the music is very commonly used in a certain situation.
Is it D?
Exactly. So like if you committed a crime and you had to go to prison, they would say, well, you have to face the music. Call the tune.
Call the tune. To be. I don't know, sir. Which one will come?
Call the tune would be to D would be to have the power and authority to make all the important decisions and is in control of the situation.
That's
Yeah, that's not
ring.
not very common in American English. Honestly, I never hear that. Strike the right note. It
Mhm.
just is E, to do something appropriate and achieve the desired effect.
Yeah, right note. Okay.
Okay, as fit as a fiddle. Have you heard that one?
That's A, right?
Yeah,
As fit as
because you're
fiddle.
fit. So, okay. So let's see if you can do that. Well, this is the last one, and then we'll go over to what we're doing with you and see what we can do creatively. Okay.
Um, it's actually negative one, right? She wore a dark suit in the interview. So
She
she has
what?
to face.
Okay. Joanna, uh, what, when she wore a dark suit to the interview, what did she do? I mean, what was it that um, was good or bad?
It's bad, right?
No, it doesn't. There's nothing that is in those selection at the top that would indicate anything negative. So it's got to be a positive thing. So what is a positive thing that she did when she wrote,
Rings.
when she wore the dark suit
Mm.
to the interview? So obviously the sentence implies that there was a successful interview because part of it's because what she wore. So what did she do when she, what was her decision that she made in order to wear the right clothes to the interview?
Rings a bell.
Joanna struck the right note.
Struck the right note.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's, you have to kind of imagine when you're playing the piano and you have to hit the right notes, or if you hit the wrong note, then it's going to be a discord and it's going to not sound right. So she struck the right note. That's a, it's just kind of a descriptive way, you know. Okay, the name, uh, um, the name what?
As
Rings
fit
it.
as fit.
Okay, remember, which one of these words has to do with remembering something or recognizing?
As fit as fiddle.
No, the name rings a bell. So in other words, there was something that you associated with that name to help you remember that
Oh,
person. So
it's a bell.
it rings a bell. It's like the dinner bell. Dinner time. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. My grandmother is nearly 90 years old, but she's
As fit as fiddle.
good. He shows a lot of authority, but in fact, it's his wife who.
Calls the tune.
Exactly. So that's a good way of a context of how you would use that. Although we don't use that too often. Okay. We would say it's his wife who makes the call, you know, or it's his wife who calls all the shots. Those are idioms that would probably be more useful. I mean, you know, common. You know, he shows a lot of authority, but in fact, it's his wife who's behind it all. You know, so there are different kinds of things that you could use in there, you know, to illustrate that relationship between him and his wife and the, you know, their chain of authority, so to speak. Okay, number 5.
He has to face the music for stealing some item in the shop.
Okay, good. Okay, let me see if there's anything else we got. Okay. These are collocations. You know, you remember what those are, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Like say, so if you were going to, so here's all the different words that you can use in the sentences that you can write examples of using these, okay? But you have to use it like with the word like do business
Yeah.
or get a bonus. So you would have to you would have to write a sentence, I guess.
Yeah. Take risk. Yes.
So I think I can do this. Sometimes they won't let you, but I'll see. Okay. Okay, so like number one, write a sentence with the word good salary.
Good salary.
Pick one of these verbs.
Make. Good salary.
Okay.
Make.
Okay, so what would your sentence be if you said something about a good salary?
Good salary.
So
Makes us.
make
Make.
write it. Say you're in a dialogue and you're talking with somebody, okay? You're talking on the phone with somebody, your client, and they suggested this this person that they work with who is doing pretty well in his job. What would you say about his salary?
Sorry, sir. Once again.
If you were talking to somebody like a client and you were talking about a certain person who worked for their organization who's doing really well, and you would comment on why he's doing, or you know what, how he's rewarded with his good job, what would you say he's doing? He's
good.
So you said make.
Or get. Get is also right? Yeah.
No, get's not a good word. No, get's something you receive. Make is something where you earn. Okay. So let me just do it. Okay, like he change this. We'll not make this bigger. Okay, so like you would say something like John works very hard, and that is the reason he makes a good salary.
Mm-hmm.
You see what you get it? So
or
makes a good salary. See,
yeah,
a good salary makes a good salary. You want to pick
so
one?
why can't we use not in this sentence, in some other sentence we can use get good salary, right?
No, you wouldn't say
in order
no.
to get good salary, no.
You would not say in order to get, yeah, okay, so like if you want to use get instead a good salary, you could say in order for John to get a good salary, he must work diligently. I'm introducing some more, you know what diligently, well, that's spelled wrong. Let's work diligently. So that's good. So to get a good salary. So what would help you is I could send this to you and you could kind of play, kind of do some exercises just to help you to practice. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll send this to the PDFs. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to your screen. Okay. And which is right there. Now can you see this now? You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I put your conversation that you sent me just a little while ago, and it's up there. And so what I want to do, let me make sure that I have this layer off so I don't, let's see. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that I don't write over it. Okay. So I need to go to that one. I have to get a color on it. Okay. So let's look at what you wrote first. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take what you wrote, and you know what the word enhance means, or make it more expressive, or make it more like colorful language.
Yeah.
Colorful language means that the language is more, has more kind of a visual, or kind of a, a picture kind of way in which you can understand something rather than just straight out narrative. Okay. So let's look at this. I'll increase it a little bit. Okay, so client Mark. Hi, good morning. I am Mark. I think the way I want to do this is we're going to go through the whole conversation first. So I'll be Mark and you be Jessica, unless you want to be Mark and you want me to be Jessica.
I'll be Jessica.
I feel more comfortable being Mark. Okay. Okay, okay. So we'll do that. We'll go through this the way you wrote it, and then we're going to go back and we're going to maybe substitute the things or add something to it. And what I have below is are some example of business idioms that maybe we can look at and see if how that would fit, and what you had written, maybe we can kind of say kind of make it fit, make the context of what you're saying fit the idiom. Okay. In other words, okay, well, I'll explain that as we go along. Okay, so, okay. Hi, good morning. I am Mark John, a product owner representing ABC Private PVT Ltd.
Hi, Mark. Good morning. I'm Jessica, a business analyst from XYZ Private Limited.
Jessica, then this meeting is basically to discuss a new product. Oh, new product, Provi Direct. The initial draft for the Provi Direct has been shared with your company last week.
Yes, Mark. I have gone through the shared document and noted few doubts.
Okay, I want to make a grammatical correction. Had been shared. Previously, you would say had been shared previously with your company.
Has been
actually, what you would say, the initial draft for the Provi Direct for the we had, you would say that we had shared with you the initial draft for the Provident Direct with your company last week. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. But
So,
anyway,
sir, has been shared. We can't use that because shared is past tense, right? So we can use it, right?
yeah, you would not say has been shared. Okay. Yeah. Has is okay. I'm just trying to look at it because it's a little awkward. We had provided you with, you would word it in a more way like this. We had provided your company with the Provident Direct product last week. You know, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Yeah, last week we had provided your company with the information for the Provident Direct product last week. Okay, that kind of helps you because when you say the initial draft for the product Provident Direct has been shared with your company last week, you might say, because it kind of, you're telling them that you shared it with the company, okay? But you need to give more information. You might say, we had provided your company with the initial draft for the Provident Direct product last week. Have you been able to look at it?
Yeah.
Okay, that would complete the thought.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so that's one thing I just wanted to comment on. I'm just trying to go through this and just so that the conversation flows and it has some logical sequencing to it. Okay. Okay. And then you say, go ahead, say yes, Mark.
Yes, Mark. I've gone through the shared document and noted few doubts.
Okay. Okay. A few doubts, or you might say okay. When you say that, when you say I've gone through the shared document, or I have gone through the document that you furnished us with, and I have a few questions to ask you about it. Okay, when you say noted a few doubts, that means that you wrote it down on notes or you took a mental note of it, but you're not saying to that person, where those notes are. Okay, so if you mean noted, like I have some questions in my mind, then you would say, I have some questions to ask you about it. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I appreciate, oops, sorry about that. I have my Zoom on dynamic OpenGL. Okay.
Yeah.
So so then the client Mark, what's that doing? So the client Mark says, I appreciate you, Jessica.
Thank you, Mark.
You would not say I appreciate you. That's sort of like giving the wrong kind of message. It's sort of like becoming very personal. It would, because it's a business kind of situation, you would say, I appreciate you're looking at this, not you, but I appreciate what you did by looking at this the initial draft. Okay, I appreciate you're looking at this initial draft, Jessica. And you could say, and then you would say, thank you, it was helpful to me. So give it a little more information and context so that you're kind of having this sequence of events of what you did and what they're doing or
Mhm.
have done. Okay, so okay, here I go again. The agenda for this meeting is discuss the team and product overview. Can you please share the team details? Okay, what are the team details? In this conversation, you might say, can you please, he might say, can you please share the team detail, or we had
Team structure.
we had asked you to show us some of the details or some of your concepts. Can you please share those? Something like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
The gap is that there's somewhere between the time that they sent the actual the actual draft to you, and then you read it, your company, and then you verified that you had read it, and then you had some questions. Now the idea is that what is this? What are the team details? I mean, there's nothing that precedes that. It doesn't make a connection. So what I'm saying,
Mhm.
so you might say, after reading your draft, after reading the draft, are you prepared to share some of what your team came up with, or some details that maybe your team came up with to address some of the concerns of the product?
Actually, the document is read from Mark to Jessica.
Yeah.
Mark is asking about the team structure to Jessica.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that
Yeah,
some,
connection, that connectivity is not there.
yeah, you need to kind of precede it by saying that where do you have those details ready? And then you might say, yes, we do. Oh, I see. It's not the project, it's a team. Okay. Can you, okay, can you please tell me about what your team consists of, or what members are on your team? That's more specific. Okay, so he's not really talking about the product at this point. He's talking, or the draft, he's talking about your team. So can you please share me with what your team consists of? The personnel in your team, you know, who they are. Because if you just say details, then it seems like you have a list of all these different points. But I think he's more asking you about, he's asking you for about the team and the product overview. So you need to, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I guess that's fine. Okay. I kind of got it. I kind of got what you're doing. Okay. It took me a little bit kind of figuring it out. Okay, so you can say, sure, Mark, go ahead. You ready?
Yeah.
You can
Yes.
go. You can say,
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, Mark. Our team consists of 3 developers, 1 Scrum Master, 1 BA business analyst, and a designer.
Okay. Okay. Maybe in this conversation, I think what, just logically, I'm looking at it. he might say something like that for the agenda of this meeting is to discuss the team and the product overview. And then he would say, first, can you please share with us who's on your
Can you
team?
share? Yes.
And then you would say, yeah, then you would answer that. Then he says, that's great. And now can you share with me how the team structure function, or how the team functions? And what do you need for what do you need, or how are we going to correspond with or communicate and correspond? Okay, wait a minute, let me look. Please share the team structure and the clarification required to email. Okay. You would say, that's great. Can you please email us and specify exactly how you're going to approach your project with your team, or approach this project with your team. Okay, and then I will respond to your email. Do you understand that?
No, sir.
Okay, so just to go back a little bit. Okay, so he first, so we revised this part here. So we said basically that Mark would say the agenda for this meeting is discuss the team and product overview. First, can you share with
share
who's on the team and what they're doing? And then you tell them. And then he said, that's great. Now in order to understand how the team functions, or the structure of your team, and meeting the needs of developing this project or this product, can you follow that? Can you explain that briefly and then follow up more detail through the email?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and then I'll get back with you in response to what you wrote. Okay, and you say, okay. And then Mike, do you have anything else to discuss the meeting? Okay, no, Mark, I'm good. I am good is a little bit informal. That's sort of like almost like slang nowadays. You know, it's better to like say, at this moment, I don't have anything. Don't say no, because that's like too final. You got to kind of leave things open a little bit. So you would say,
at this moment.
Not at this time, Mark, but if I do, I would, if you don't mind, I'll contact you. Okay. Other than that, for now, I think I have what I need to know. And then he wouldn't say that's nice. He said, he might say that, but he might say, good. I'm glad that we were able to have this meeting, and I'll look forward to receiving your email, and we can schedule the next meeting or something like that. And then you would say, okay, that sounds good. I'm looking forward to meeting you next time, or I'm looking forward to working on this project with you. And then you'll say, it was great, nice to talk with you, Jessica. And then you say, thank you, Mark. It was helpful for me too. See you. When is then? You don't say then. Okay. Oh, we'll see you in 2025. No, you would say, thank you, Mark. Same to you.
In Malayalam, you will say, Enkil Kanam. Adaipai. That's actually came in English.
Okay.
All right, we can meet again, like that.
Yeah, but you would.
But there is no such things in English, right?
But when you're saying we'll meet again, that's sort of like indefinite. Okay, so you might say something like, we'll meet, we'll schedule a meeting and meet then. Or we will meet when, in our next meeting that we'll schedule.
Mm.
You know, then
Until-
would be, then would be, we'll meet in our next, okay, I'll look forward to seeing you in our next meeting. You would say it like that.
And until then can use until then. Otherwise, until then. No, such
No,
person.
until then, it's still indefinite. When is then?
It means we have, there
You
is
would-
some gap is there, right? We have to do something before that meetup, right? We have to
Yeah,
do
that's what I'm
some real
saying.
communication.
When we schedule a meeting, I'll see you then. When we schedule a meeting, I'll see you then. Okay, something like that, because you're referring to the meeting. It doesn't say exactly when, but it says that's the event, is when I'll see you, is at that meeting. So when we,
No.
after we schedule, when we schedule our next meeting, I'll look forward to seeing you then.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay, yeah.
and then he wouldn't say, in business, we wouldn't say see you. We would just say, you would say something like, it was great talking with you, Jessica. See you, we'll see you next time, or
Mhm.
something like that. You know,
Okay.
okay, so we went through that and we kind of did some correction on the communication part of it. Okay, we did some grammar stuff, some grammar kind of things, so which weren't, actually the grammar was pretty good, so there's really not, there wasn't that much that we had to deal with that. It was mainly just keeping the logical flow, or keeping things on topic, and keeping the logical connections from, sequencing. So that the conversation is a complete conversation. There's nothing hanging, Now, if you take this conversation, let's just take one of these idioms. Okay, let's do this one. This one's simple. Okay.
Game plan.
Let's, so what are we talking about in your conversation?
It's about our product, right?
Yeah, but it's about the product, but what is the course of, I'm not going to use the idiom right now. Okay. I'm trying to describe it. So you're going to be in the conversation, you're talking about what you're going to do, what your course of action is going to be in getting the project or working on the project. Okay. So those things are the team that you have, how it's going to function, and that you're going to write an email with more of the details so that he can review it and then come back and set up a new meeting to discuss it further, right? Basically.
Mhm.
So when he asks you those specific questions about what you're going to do, what is on your team and all that, let's look at this word, game plan. A strategy or a plan for achieving success.
Mm.
Okay, that's sort of a marketing thing, but let's go back and see if we can fit that in somewhere into the conversation. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So remember, game plan. Okay. In order to use the word game plan, and something that is a little bit missing in what the client Mark says after the introduction and all that. Okay. Let's look at this. Okay. This meeting is to basically discuss a new product. Okay. And the initial new product, probably direct the initial draft. We had shared this initial draft with your company. Have you been able to look at it? Okay. And then he would say, what we want to do with our meetings is to establish a game plan so that we can complete this product, work on this product successfully together.
To start with, which one you used to say?
Okay.
Game plan, before the game plan?
Okay. Okay. Oops, I gotta get this bigger. Let me get bigger than 24. Okay. Okay. I'm going to do this. Okay. So we had sent you the initial draft for the direct product and product have you been able to review it? It's fun. Review it and come up with game plan order game plan for development. What are you developing? A program?
Product.
Developing this product. Okay, so here's sorry. Okay, so so like that would be so there's your idiom.
Okay, yeah.
So what it does is it sort of paints a picture of this rather than just asking you this like very static words, you know. It's more descriptive. It's sort of like puts in your mind, like if you're playing a sport and you say you're playing tennis and your opponent, you kind of studied some of the videos that person in another performance when they were having a tennis match, and you kind of study that person, everything. You kind of understand some of the different ways in which they're hitting the ball and they're running to it, and how they actually their technique of playing. So when you're going to play them, right before you play them, you develop a game plan. You kind of get an idea based on what you know about this opponent and how you think you can be able to defeat this person, and you know their weaknesses and the ways in which you can play your game to match theirs better. Okay, so it's the same way here, kind of developing a strategy. So that's another word for game plan.
Yeah, but here actually this BA Jessica, she is just reviewing that document and asking some doubts only, right, sir? So how we can say her develop a game plan for this product?
Okay.
In this conversation, this one is good, but
so you could see maybe this applies more down here. You might say, can you tell me I gotta fix this. It's quicker. Can you tell me who is on your team and your game plan?
yes, yeah.
And to develop is that better?
Yes, yeah.
So that fits better than here. Okay, I agree. We're collaborating on this. Okay, you know what collaborate means, right? So we're kind of working together on this because
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Welcome collaborate.
Okay. Let's see. Let me fix this. I gotta fix this part. Okay. Actually, we'll do H. Okay. Let's look at one more and see if there's one that could fit. Okay, now we're going to look at some of these idioms and I'm going to go over them with you. Okay. And then you can tell me which one do you think could be appropriate or fit somewhere in your conversation based on what they mean. Okay. So, okay. So we'll just go over these one by one. To start something over and over again because, back to square one. Okay. You know, does that fit? You know, ask your question. Does this fit your dialogue or what you're talking a meeting about or with Mark? Okay. So back to square one, are you talking about, in other words, are you talking about something because something else failed before? Well, obviously you haven't really gotten there yet. So that really wouldn't fit in the conversation, right?
So this one we have to include in this conversation, or
No, we don't have,
back to square one is not suitable. Yeah.
yeah, what we're doing is we're going through this list. We're
Okay.
looking here. And
Yeah.
so there's several of these. We're gonna look at each one of these and we're
If
gonna
anything
see
is
what,
suitable, we can take it. Yeah.
yeah, see if
Yes.
it works or not, okay? So
Okay.
obviously, back to square one doesn't work because,
Yes, doesn't work.
yeah, so by the book. Do things according to the rules of the law. That doesn't mean legally, that just means according to the, what the process is, okay?
Yes. Mhm.
So that could fit, you know, we are going to continue working on this product by the book, you
By
know.
the book. Yes.
In fact, what I'm gonna do, rather than do it right now, I'm gonna have you take the ones, we'll go over and I'll share, we'll talk about their meaning. And then I'm gonna give you an assignment, okay?
Yeah.
And you're gonna
Yes, sir.
take that and then you're gonna do what we just did before. And you're gonna take the ones that work and
Mhm.
incorporate them into your conversation with Jessica and Mark, okay?
Okay.
So in the driver's seat, to be in control of the situation, okay?
Yes, to be in charge of-
So you can start, your mind is starting to think, I know, because you're starting to say, oh yeah, that, you know, I'm working on the, you know, we're gonna take responsibility of this project, you know, we're gonna be in the driver's seat. Or he might say, you're responsible for this project.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put you in the driver's seat,
Okay.
you see? Long shot. Now I'm gonna let you take it from there, but I'm just gonna go over these and explain what they mean. Something that's been a low probability of happening, okay? A no-brainer. That's,
Is this a positive or negative one? So, long shot, something that has been very low
yeah,
probability. But it can be good or bad.
like in a business sense, you might say, you know, they might ask you to accomplish something or a certain, there might be certain parameters in the project that you're working on to help develop and everything that might seem like really difficult to do. And you're going to have to try, but you can tell them, well, you know, it looks like a long shot, but we'll give it our best effort.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So it's just like achieving a goal, you know, sort of a long shot, but I think we can get there if we work, you know, work diligently, we can get there.
Mhm.
Okay, on the same page, you know what that means.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Raise the bar. You've heard that before.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very common. See something through. That was one of the ones that I had sent you before. But that's when you finish it, you know, see it through, get it done, make sure you persevere and get everything in order and finalized. Okay, take the bull by the horns. Have you ever heard that?
No.
Okay, that may be something where he said that's a big project, and I'll put you in the driver's seat. Then you can take the bull by the horns and get the project done. That means that you just pull together everything you have to get it done. Okay. When they say take the bull by the horns, actually where that comes from, excuse me, where that comes from, you know, in America, they have rodeos. You know what a rodeo is? A rodeo is where they have cowboys and they have horses. And,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they have bulls. And so they have to lasso with the rope on the horses or on the cows, you know. And
Mhm.
sometimes they have people who actually hop on the bulls with the horns
Mhm.
in order to get them down on the ground. That's the whole objective, get them down on the ground and tie their feet together. And then in a certain amount of time, that's the rodeo event. So when the process of getting them down onto the ground, they get their hands on their horns and they pull them down
Mhm.
because that's the best leverage they can get on that bull. So when they get it down on the ground, they said they took the bull by the horns.
Mhm.
Okay, that's where that
Okay.
comes from. Okay, think outside the box. You know what that means?
Yes, yeah.
That's very common. That's about creativity and solutions, ingenuity, inventiveness, things like that. In the elephant in the room, you know what that is, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Up in the air,
That
something,
was,
yeah. Moving target. I'd like you to use this in some way.
yes.
That's
Yeah.
a really good one. Okay. It's going to take some thinking. Okay. You're going to have to
Mhm.
think outside the box a little bit and be creative. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Let me stop sharing. Okay. So so today, did that help you?
Yeah, yes, sir. Of course.
Maybe it helps you in the thinking of not just
Yeah.
the idioms and trying to memorize what they are, but when you actually put them to use in context with a sentence or conversation, then
Mhm.
they make more sense to you. And if you can think of some of them, you know, uh, that helps create a picture and an association in your mind, like an emotion or an idea or something like I just explained about taking the bull by the horns. Now that you've heard that, it can be more natural for you to use because you have that idea of what that means. So when somebody says that to you, you know,
Yes, yeah. That I.
before you wouldn't know what they were saying,
Mhm.
but now you do. So, but there's a lot of these. There's literally thousands of them, you know, but you know, you have to just take them a little bit at a time, you know, learn. You learn in
Yes, yeah.
context, you know, you can kind of use deductive reasoning also. Because when somebody says something like, I want you to get it done, so take the bull by the horns, well, you know, obviously it connects. Okay. So,
Mhm.
so but
Yeah.
when you have any things come up, you know, that you
Yes.
don't understand, if there's some things that have come up lately in your work that maybe you need an explanation about?
Not related to work, but I prepared self-introduction, sir, related to my work and my current responsibilities, what I'm currently doing in my company. I have written that. I will share it with you. Can
Okay.
you be able to look into that? Yeah.
Yeah, like a job description.
Yeah. Not yeah, self introduction, and not only the self introduction, but it actually it is purely related to my work, what I am actually doing. So
Sure, I'll be glad to
it's my
look at it.
responsibility.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
send it on.
I
Okay.
haven't completed. I will share it tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take a look at it and I won't go over that in our class because, you know, it's something different. But I'll talk to you differently about in a different time.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
after I read it, I'll look at it. Like I did the one where you wrote your speech,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know.
A
You
fair
know,
recipe.
yeah.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks. That really helped me. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad.
Thank
So
you.
did you feel relaxed and everything after you did that? Or when you
Yeah.
did it?
Very. Yeah. Our Scrum Master, she started to cry actually. She was very emotional
That's
at that
awesome.
time.
That's really
Yeah.
good. I mean, you know what that indicates, that you have a really good working relationship with them.
Yes, she was very, very good personality.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll miss her, you know, being there and
Yes.
everything. I'm sure she'll miss, but I guess she had to move on and do what she's doing. But uh,
Mm.
that's good that you're able to like have that kind of good closure with somebody, you know, as a
Basically, she's,
coworker.
yeah.
Yeah. But I'm sure that she'll probably think of you and your company and whatever she's doing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay.
So
Well,
next, tomorrow or what this preparation, this conversation, idiom preparation, when I need to finish it tomorrow, LTS class, or when I need to submit this
tomorrow's Tuesday. You can finish it by Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah, and then you can send it to me. I'll give you a little time. It's not a big hurry. And we can do more of these, because I think the more of these that you do, and the more kinds of challenges you have with these, and I'll send you the other exercises too, and you can do those. You can either do them for me to look at, you know, I like to look at what you did. So then that way, I think it'll build on what you've already know and what you've been learning.
Okay, so yes, that would be
It'll really help. But for tomorrow, we're gonna mainly because I've tried, I believe Astoria should have her essay that I had assigned her a different topic. Okay, so she's supposed to put that on there. We'll go over her essay, and then we'll go over maybe some more conversations that she may have. So, and then maybe, you know, because you've been doing this with me just now, you might be able to maybe uh, contribute some things, you know, that can help also with her that
okay.
we've been doing. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, like, so we'll just kind of see how that goes tomorrow, but I think it'll go, because we'll have that tomorrow and Wednesday and Friday. So Friday we'll probably, I don't know what we're gonna do on Friday yet, but tomorrow and Wednesday, I guess we'll do more of that conversation stuff that we're doing, like Act 3 or Scene 3 or something like that. If you
Yes.
want to
Yeah.
write Scene 3 for tomorrow,
Yeah. Can I change the topic?
yeah.
Something else. Yeah, I will choose
You want to
one.
do Scene 1 and do another topic, like another kind of meeting or another kind of conversation?
I'm actually planning the same itself, the company, this stuff itself, but not the conversation, not the initial conversation, but like the daily conversation with the client and the normal developer like me.
Okay, so you
Okay.
can, so you want to do like Scene 1 and just start over on that?
And it's not a scene 1, scene 2, scene 3. It's a simple scene, like a developer simply talking with the product owner, the customer, related the work items or
Oh,
non-technical.
okay.
It's not
So
technical.
like you were talking on the phone or something, it's not like an actual meeting, okay?
Yeah.
Or you
Yeah.
have,
Let
just a
me
simple
think.
conversation. Okay, no scenes, just a conversation.
Just a
Okay,
conversation.
yeah, that's
There is not
fine.
technical, not much technical steps.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah, I'll do that. So you can write that for tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll go over that and we'll go over her essay, Ashwarya's essay, and then whatever she wrote for a conversation. I think that'll be a lot to do tomorrow and maybe into Wednesday. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yes.
and also when you do your conversation, if you want to add some of these idioms and stuff into it,
Yeah.
you know, I
Yes.
sent you all kinds of lists. So if you want to do that, that would really be a really good thing
Yes.
to
Yes.
do.
I will try. Yes.
Okay, great. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good. Veena,
Okay.
we'll see you tomorrow then and.
Okay, sir. We'll see.
Okay, thank you. We'll see you
Okay.
tomorrow. Okay,
Bye,
bye.
sir.
Bye.